Good evening and welcome to this edition of Newsleader on 6. I'm Jim Fuller. An alleged attempted abduction of a child in Tullahoma has turned out to be a hoax. The Tullahoma Police Department has concluded the investigation into the attempted abduction reported last Saturday, October 15th, at the Old West Middle School. As a result of the investigation, information and statements were obtained indicating the incident did not occur and was a fabrication. Carmen Fultz of Sewanee has been served a summons and is scheduled to appear in Coffee County General Sessions Court on Thursday, November 3rd. A 14-year-old juvenile has also been summoned and is scheduled to appear in Coffee County Juvenile Court also on November 3rd. Both are expected to be charged with filing a false police report.
And I'm Amelia Marquez, and also in tonight's news, we'll tell you why motorists need to be cautious of deer this time of year. The Tullahoma Police Department is planning some new programs for school children, and the Tullahoma Board of Mayor and Aldermen closes a portion of Wall Street, and some adults need to make sure they have had all their necessary vaccines. We'll have these stories and more on tonight's Newsleader on 6.
Hi, I'm Mike Winton, and I'm running for State Senate for the 16th District of Tennessee. Raised by a single mother who worked multiple jobs to raise our family, I understand the value of hard work and the obstacles met by many members of this district. Because of this, I'm committed to ensuring that you have access to education and health care. Whether I'm on a mission trip or running my business, I always remember it's about our witness and not about me. Be sure to vote for me, Mike Winton, so that our district can win with Winton.
This ad paid for by the candidate.
I see a train a-coming, it's rolling up the track, and it looks like that train's loaded with a real good Democrat. Mike's headed up to Nashville, that's where we need him to be. And if we all vote for Winton, we'll finally have a state senator who really represents you and me.
Be sure to vote for me, Mike Winton, so that our district can win with Winton.
Welcome back. The Tennessee Highway Patrol is cautioning motorists to watch out for deer on or near the roadways this season. An increase in deer-related crashes is likely during the months of October through December due to deer mating and hunting season. THP Colonel Tracy Trott said, quote, "A crash with a deer can be a very serious and dangerous incident. Deer pose a danger to motorists throughout the year, especially in the fall. Our stats show November is typically the worst month for deer-related crashes. It is important motorists exercise caution, slow down, and remain alert in areas where deer are populated," end quote. In Tennessee, between 2011 and 2015, 22% of deer-related crashes occurred on interstate highways. In 2015, there were 6,953 deer-related crashes, including 351 that involved injuries. That was up by 8% from the 6,429 the previous year. However, since 2011, deer-related crashes in Tennessee have increased by 22%.
The Department of Safety and Homeland Security, Tennessee Highway Patrol, and Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency suggest the following tips to help prevent deer-related crashes. Remember that mating season puts deer on the move, and deer tend to move at dawn and dusk. Whenever you see deer cross the road, expect more to follow. Do not swerve to avoid contact with deer. This could cause the vehicle to flip or veer into oncoming traffic, causing a more serious crash. Swerving also can confuse the deer as to where to run, and if you do collide with a deer, never approach the injured animal. They are powerful and can cause bodily harm to a human. Report any deer collision if the damage is minor.
The new Motlow State Community College women's soccer program will hold its first tryout on Saturday, November 12th at the Johnson Lane Recreational Fields in Tullahoma. That's according to head coach Andy Lyon. The tryout session is scheduled from 10 a.m. until noon. The tryout is open to high school seniors and those who are current Motlow freshman students. Attendees must bring appropriate clothing and footwear and must bring proof of a completed physical examination within the previous 13 months.
The Tullahoma City Cleanup Day is set for Saturday, October 22nd from 8 a.m. until noon. Volunteers are asked to report to the Public Works for tools and assignments. Public Works will supply the bags and grabbers to pick up the trash. Volunteers who register at Public Works will be entered to win 2 tickets to the play Peter Pan and the Starcatcher, which will be presented at the South Jackson Civic Center next month. To report any area needing to be cleaned, call Public Works prior to the event.
Tullahoma City Attorney Steve Worsham briefed the Board of Mayor and Aldermen last week on some issues regarding delinquent property taxes.
Every year, the city files a suit to collect delinquent property taxes. As you know, property taxes are assessed for the year that they become due. For instance, in 2016, they are assessed at the beginning of the year, but they're not billed until the 1st of October. And taxpayers have until the end of February of the next year to pay them. After February 1st of the next year, penalty and interest will accrue for an additional year. At the end of the additional year, the end of February of the second year from when the property taxes were assessed, if they've not been paid, it's our obligation as the city attorney to file an action to collect those taxes. But we customarily do not do a follow-up because we wait for the county to have a tax sale. At their tax sale, usually the same people that owe city delinquent taxes also owe county delinquent taxes. So when the county sells those properties, they inform the people that to get a deed, they've got to also clear up the city taxes. So that eliminates the burden that we would have in trying to validate all of our records for a tax sale ourselves, and would duplicate efforts if we were to do so. Well, as a result of the last county tax sale, 7 properties that were delinquent, the county bid in, and as a result of that, they acquired title to them. So they have negotiated with me, with Mr. Bolson, the mayor's approval, to work out a proposition which has worked out very well, whereby the county sold 4 of those properties and donated 3 of them to Habitat for Humanity. These are all in Tullahoma with our cooperation. As a result of that, these properties will go back on the tax rolls this year. There will be 3 new houses eventually built by the Habitat for Humanity in these 3 locations in Tullahoma. And as a result of this as well, we received about $3,500, which is our share of the proceeds of the property that was sold to the 4 persons that purchased the property. So we have a court order now ready to submit that once the county attorney has approved it to the court, and that matter will be final.
We'll be back in a moment with more Newsleader on 6.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back. The Tullahoma Board of Mayor and Aldermen voted last week to close a portion of Wall Street to motor vehicle traffic. Let's watch a portion of that discussion.
This would allow the Board of Mayor and Aldermen, upon the recommendation of the Planning Commission, to designate certain streets and public alleyways or portions thereof for pedestrian use and restrict vehicular traffic thereon, and would also empower the Public Works Department to place such signs, barriers, or other traffic control devices to restrict vehicular traffic and to encourage pedestrian traffic.
Okay. So let me ask you this, Mr. Balls, are we giving the right of way for them to blanket anything they want to close?
No, sir, we're not.
Just this one place?
This is still public right of way. It will remain public right of way. It's just that it's being designated for pedestrian use as opposed to vehicular use. So the right of way is still public right-of-way. It's still owned fee simple by the city of Tullahoma. The board, at some future date, if they felt like there was a need, could reopen it back to vehicular traffic by just passage of an ordinance. A resolution.
Explain to me exactly, is that from all of Wall Street, from London's all the way to Grundy Street?
It's from
Lincoln to Grundy?
No, sir. It's from Lincoln Street, 120 feet to the north. We couldn't really go further back in there because you have some parking lots in the back that they still have that some of the businesses use. And if we carried it all the way to Grundy Street, then that would restrict the movement of traffic by some of the businesses on the far side.
What we're trying to restrict is car traffic from London's to Lincoln Street.
Yes, sir. Basically from the back part of it coming up, from about where the driveway ramp on the back side is, from that point to the south.
My only reservation is this. I know some of the business owners have requested this, but if traffic is bad on Jackson Street or Atlantic Street, I can't use that alleyway to cut through if I want to. So that's why I'm not going to vote for it. Y'all can do whatever you want, but you know, you're blocking that to where you'd have to go all the way around the block to keep on going. You know, that alleyway goes from behind Witt's all the way to the viaduct.
How often would you use that, Dr. Williams?
I probably use that once every couple of weeks. If I pull in and park there behind London's or the other restaurant, and I come out, it's one way, I think, going the other way, right? So you have to turn out and go, they'll have to change that designation. If I turn out and go right, I can keep on going and get on Lincoln Street, you know. I think it's just cutting off automobile access, in my opinion. You know, I may be the only one that uses that alleyway, but I doubt it.
Why are we? I don't see any problem with passing this, but the next one, I'm wondering, why are we doing it?
One, the other one is because of the growth of the retail shops and the recent improvements to the downtown area, that there's been an influx of pedestrian traffic that we haven't had in years past. And so this ties in with making the downtown more pedestrian friendly.
I beg to differ on that. If you took a picture of what Paul Powell did during World War II, where was our retail center? Was downtown. That alleyway was there then. They didn't block it off then. There was a lot more traffic back in the past than there is now.
We're trying to build that downtown too, to build the traffic downtown as well. And I think it is increasing. I don't think there's any question about it. There's nowhere near as many empty buildings now as there have been in years past. This is simply an opportunity to test it. If 6 months from now, if it's not working, then you know those things can come out of the road. You know, it's as simple as that. There's nothing permanent about it.
It's harder to undo something once it's done, in my opinion.
I make a motion to vote on this.
All right, ready to vote. Ready to vote. All those.
I have Alderman Duncan, you made the motion. Who made the second for ordinance number 1467? Who made the second?
I did. Somebody did.
Mathis, yeah. Thank you. Sorry, I did not. Thank you.
All those in favor of ordinance 1467, vote green. Opposed, vote red. Motion passes 6-1. Resolution number 1701 is really more directly related to the issue at hand. A resolution by the Board of Mayor and Aldermen of the City of Tullahoma, Tennessee, to authorize the Public Works Department to close a portion of Wall Street Alley to vehicular traffic and install appropriate traffic control devices and signage for adoption. Is there a motion to approve Resolution 1701?
So move.
Proper motion?
I'll second.
Second. Any discussion? Are you ready to vote? All those wishing to vote for resolution number 1701, vote green. Opposed, vote red. Motion passes 6-1.
More Newsleader on 6 is coming up after these messages.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Welcome back. The Tullahoma Police Department is planning to initiate some new programs within the city system. Police Chief Paul Blackwell tells us more.
There's a couple of programs I'm going to go and talk to the school board about letting us implement in the schools with the whole purpose of building a better relationship with the young kids. You know, because we do believe that if we can really impact the elementary age kids, that those relationships will stay with them and us as they go through middle school and high school. One program that we just completed the first part of this fall is what's called Eddie Eagle program, and it's a gun safety course that we did for all the third graders in all the elementary schools, and basically using video and caricatures to talk about if you come across a gun.
That is a great idea.
And the schools welcomed it. You know, we of course pitched it to them first to get their reaction, and they were all hands down, yes, let's do this. And basically what we teach the kids is to, if you see a gun, stop, don't touch it, run and tell an adult. And they do that through different scenarios and songs and everything. So we'll make that a continual program so that eventually we're getting all the elementary kids. We started with third grade because that was kind of the median. Joe Brown, our school resource officer, does that program. And the next program that we're hoping to implement maybe about January will be called Adopt a Cop, to where each elementary school will adopt hopefully 2 officers, and those officers, they won't be SROs, but they'll come to special events, special programs, try to create like some special challenges, best citizenship or best character, you know, things like that, and then maybe have a party at the end of the year for each boy and girl from each school. Again, things just to build the relationship with our police officers.
Right.
And the idea of that is to put them in the schools at least one time every week, to meet them at lunch break, visit with them, eat lunch with them, read a story, do whatever they and the principals can come up with to make that relationship better, make the kids comfortable around police officers.
That is the coolest thing, I think, adopt a police officer. Yeah. Your officers, I believe, as a general rule, visit these schools on a regular basis.
We do.
Just for a walkthrough. Is that what you do?
We do. We do at least 2 walkthroughs a day at every school, and they're unannounced. You know, we don't have a schedule, and if they want to do 3 or 4, that's fine as well.
Right.
And the intent is to let the kids see the officers, talk to the officers, let the parents see that there's a police presence in the schools, and you know, it works for everybody. The principals love it, the teachers love it. It's not uncommon for a teacher just to pull the officer into the class to say hello and you know, greet the students. So it's a very good program, and we've got nothing but great reviews out of it.
You know, and you don't even have to answer this if you want to, but because it may be part of your security deal. But we're obviously out filming and stuff a lot of times, and most every time I've been filming at any event that was a big event for a school, there's been a police presence there, an officer. I don't know if they were there for.
It wasn't just for y'all.
Yeah.
It happened that way.
Right.
And you know, because we have the way we do our patrol zones, the city's broken down into zones.
Right.
And in each zone, the officers are responsible for visiting the school or schools within their zone. And, you know, We also use what we call rovers, people that aren't assigned to a particular zone. Maybe they'll have half the city. And so when you get the zone car going to the school and then the rover going to the school and maybe the sergeant walking through the school, maybe me going through the school, there's an opportunity for quite a bit of police presence.
We'll be right back in just a moment.
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Have you heard the news? The Russell Barnett Automotive family has launched its new and improved website. That's russellbarnett.com. With over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from, then look no further than russellbarnett.com. Online service appointments, customer testimonials, and vehicle history reports, this website has it all. We are the largest Middle Tennessee family-owned dealership with 5 locations to choose from. russellbarnett.com, and why buy anywhere else?
Welcome back. Many adults may need to be vaccinated for certain diseases. Let's watch this video to see what vaccines you might need.
For Mary Beth and Barkley Toole, life is non-stop with 4 kids.
We've got gymnastics, we've got diving, we've got basketball. Somewhere in there, there's homework.
To help stay healthy, they exercise, eat right, and get enough sleep because, let's face it,
nobody has time to be sick if you're a mom.
Or a dad.
We need to take care of ourselves.
So they both also need to get vaccinated.
When's the last time you got vaccinated?
So I know I'm supposed to get the flu vaccination, but are there other vaccines that I need to be getting as an adult?
Yeah, vaccines aren't just for children. Adults need vaccines as well. Some vaccines don't give you lifelong protection. And as adults get older, they may be at higher risk of diseases because of their age, their job, travel, or their health conditions.
What vaccines do healthy adults need besides the annual flu shot? First off, if you didn't get the whooping cough vaccine, called Tdap, as a preteen or teen, you're due for it now.
Whooping cough is a bacterial infection, and in babies, it can make it hard for them to breathe and can be life-threatening.
Well, I work in a preschool, and I'm around young children all the time. And if they were to come down with whooping cough or something that I could have been vaccinated against and prevented, I would have felt horrible.
So Mary Beth is here for that whooping cough vaccine, which also contains the needed 10-year booster for tetanus and diphtheria.
These may seem like illnesses from the past, but they are serious diseases that still affect us today. Immunizations are your best protection against vaccine-preventable diseases, and severe side effects from vaccines are very rare.
Yeah, in your 60s, you'll need vaccines to help prevent against pneumonia as well as shingles.
So I had a friend at work that got shingles, and she said it was extremely painful.
Vaccines are critical for people with chronic illnesses, like Barkley's mom.
My mom has type 1 diabetes.
Having a chronic health condition like diabetes, asthma, or heart disease means you're at higher risk of getting really sick from certain illnesses. That's why people with these and other conditions need to stay current with their vaccines.
Wow, I need to check with my mom, double check to make sure she's had her vaccinations, and if not, get her to the doctor.
Do not get in my seat.
Next stop for the tools, Barkley's Frisbee match.
As I got older, I learned that I'm not the invincible 23-year-old that I thought I would be forever. So it's important to look after my health.
Setting a good example for the family.
Is he okay?
Yeah, Daddy! Woo, Dad! Mommy, what's this Band-Aid on you?
Remember going to the doctor and getting a shot?
Yeah.
Mommies and daddies have to go get their vaccinations too. And then I can stay healthy to take care of you.
Okay.
Oh, I love you very much.
Find out what vaccines you need by taking the Adult Vaccine Quiz at cdc.gov/vaccines/adult quiz and discuss the results with your healthcare professional.
The Coffee County Humane Society's featured pet this week is Hunter. He's a Beagle Foxhound mix who needs a forever home with a place to play. The shelter also has many other dogs available for adoption at 1210 Oakdale Street in Manchester. Hours of operation at the shelter are 7:30 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. The shelter's phone number is 723-2730. Donations for animal care can be made to the Coffee County Humane Society at P.O. Box 252, Manchester 37349. Their website is www.coffeehumane.org.
The pet of the week this week at the Tullahoma Animal Shelter is a Labrador mix named Rex. He entered the shelter as a stray and is approximately 8 months old. Rex is up to date on his vaccinations, heartworm negative, and good with other dogs and children. He will receive a free neuter provided by the animal shelter. Be sure to check out the shelter on Facebook for information about upcoming events and fundraisers. Remember, you can help support your local shelter by adopting, donating, or volunteering. For more details, contact Teresa at 454-9580. The Tullahoma Animal Shelter is located at 942 Maplewood Avenue.
We'll be right back in a moment with your weather forecast.
Trucks, trucks, and more trucks. Keith Barnett here with the Russell Barnett Automotive family, and we have your next truck. From the Ford F-Series, the Ram, Chevrolet, or the GMC, then look no further than the Russell Barnett family. With over 350 new and pre-owned trucks to choose from, now is the time to buy. Stop by one of our 5 locations. That's Russell Barnett Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Chevrolet GMC, Ford of Winchester, and Russell Barnett Ford and Kia of Tullahoma, or visit us on the web at russellbarnett.com. Why buy anywhere else?
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
It's your trademark. That's something special everyone knows and remembers. It's your thing. It's made holidays special for decades and summers unforgettable for the entire neighborhood. It's made everyone laugh every single time. Don't let illness or injury keep you from doing your thing. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1941 at 88 degrees. The record low was in 1972 at 29 degrees. Average high on this day is 71 and the average low is 44. Storms are in your forecast for tonight with a low of around 52. Partly cloudy weather expected on Friday with a high of 61 and a low of 41, and sunny weather back in the forecast for Saturday with a high of 60 and a low of 44. And that's our Newsleader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.
And from all of us on Newsleader 6, wishes you and your families a beautiful fall weekend. Thank you.